Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before I get started, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe button, and the notifications button so you can get my videos as soon as I release them. Next, I will not be talking about all women, even though it feels like it. And if you want the intro music and the link to my second channel, go to my homepage where you can get both. Okay, today I'm going to be reacting to a video of a woman explaining why men are not approaching them. With no further ado, let's get to it.
Women these days want to chase a guy, pursue him, text him, but then get bitter when they're not pursuing us back. And when they do, y'all accuse him of sexual harassment. Now he's a creep. It's no wonder men don't want to approach us anymore.
Well, I'd love to sit here and tell you that I have absolutely no idea, but I feel like I do. I think in today's society, especially Western society, modern day feminism is warping the minds of women and leading them in a direction that doesn't even benefit them. It's gone from having the same rights as men on a citizen level, which was necessary, to wanting to be viewed as equal to men, which I don't care about, to now being in competition with men and trying to prove who can be more of a man than a man.
She's absolutely right. And I think that that's the biggest problem that we have right now is a lot of women trying to prove to a man who's the better man between a man and a woman. I've told you guys this before. A lot of women are the weakest vessel. You do have strong women out there, but you want to know the difference between a strong woman and a weak woman? A strong woman can hide her powers back. Only a strong woman can get married. Only a strong woman can actually get a man. A weak woman can't. Why? Because a weak woman can fall for manipulation. A weak woman can fall for agendas. And that's what we have now. The world has been broken down to where men and women have been weak. So once you've been broken down spiritually, then it's easy for you to be conquered, which is why you have a lot of men who have feminine traits and they're not aware of it. And you have women out there who have a lot of alpha and testosterone traits as men, but they're not aware of it because they're both under a mind manipulation. This is why we tell guys you have to go your own way, because it's easier for a man to find himself and not fall for less agendas than it is for women. Women, it's easy for them to fall for agendas because they live in themes. Women always have to have something new going on with their life. So when it comes to an agenda, it's easier for them to fall for it because it feels new to them.
Even the best type of man at that. They become the kind of man that has no emotional intelligence, cannot take criticism, has to control every situation, very sexually liberated, completely neglecting their feminine energy, which they're constantly fighting with because deep down in their soul, they don't even want to be like that. They want love and attention, but when they finally find a good man, they're scaring him off with all that heavy masculine energy. But they don't want to hear it, they don't want to do the self-evaluation and the work to build their self-esteem, and then they get desperate and end up in situations like that.
That's where you see a lot of women that are like in their 40s and 50s that were feminists in their 20s and 30s. When they get around 40 and 50, they start to become very, very, very desperate. But normally around that time, they have hit the wall completely because they're too manly. They didn't take care of themselves. They only dedicated themselves to their jobs. That's where you start seeing a lot of Karens out there. And now you're starting to see a lot of black women who act just like Karen too, because they're reaching levels of desperation. And the reason why they're mad at the world is because they actually evaluated themselves and gave themselves a realistic understanding that they will not get a man. It's the same as a lot of you guys that are black pilled and you're fully convinced that you will not get a woman. So then you just go full blown black pill. That's kind of like what a feminist Karen is. She's full blown black pill. She hates any and everything because she's not happy with herself. And she feels like there's nothing that she can do with herself to change her outcome whenever it comes to love. I just want a lot of you guys out there to understand that when it comes to attraction, people are physically attracted to people, but if you have good energy and a lot of like strong will and power, that also shows and make you attractive. You got to realize for a lot of you guys out there that are ugly and don't believe you can get a woman, it's a guy out there uglier than you that has a lot of them.
Guys, I am almost positive a lot of you guys are going to be on my side on this one. Nowadays, a woman who shows any kind of masculinity is a complete turn off. That is an automatic disqualification in my book.
And I agree with him on that. It is an automatic disqualification, especially when you're a man that have a plan. If you're a man that has a plan, you don't have time to come home and be combative with a woman who doesn't have a plan. She's just trying to prove to you that she's stronger than you and that she's more powerful than you. That is the biggest turnoff now in Western civilization. But you have to understand what Western do, the rest of the world is starting to follow now because of the internet.
They're not pursuing us back. And when they do, y'all accuse him of sexual harassment. Now he's a creep. It's no wonder men don't want to approach us anymore.
That's what they call the men they don't like.
So it's been brought to my attention that men no longer want to come up to women anymore. Due to sex allegations, women being just so rude and disrespectful, and rejection. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know men didn't want to come up to women anymore. I'm barely finding this out.
You just found out?
A lot of girls don't understand it because a lot of girls are living different realities. There are certain parts of the world where you're going to have more guys pursuing women and getting rejected. Then there's certain parts of the world where there's guys getting a lot of women right now that they're not even understanding what's going on. This is why it's very important for you guys to get up and travel around the world. Big shout outs to Alfie Kingdom Podcast. He is one of those guys that are in this space and living out that men going their own way. He actually lives it out. He's always traveling. I think he's in Africa right now. That's a good channel for you guys to follow. But that's what's very important about life, is that when you start discovering these different areas about life, you'll notice that a lot of these relationship complications are geared towards a certain group of people.
Where have you been?
Why do women choose to cuss guys out when they come up to them and approach them? I have no idea. I apologize for that.
No, they only do that to the men that they don't like. Yeah, it's too late for that now.
He's right about that. Women are only gonna say, this guy's harassing me. This guy is treating me bad, or this guy's a creep, to guys that they're not interested in. Like, you got to always think about the school dance. When you guys went to the school dance and you go pull up and dance with a girl, the first thing she does is turn around and look at you and size you from up and down. All right. You're just like any other guy, but depending on how you look and how she feel would determine how victimized she is when it comes to you. That's the thing about a woman. You put the allurement out there to allure all the guys in, but when the guy lures in who's the wrong guy, then that's when it becomes harassment. And that's the problem, is because women can always use that in their favor, and they can also use it to lie.
There's just too many fine men. And if it takes me, the women, having to come up to you guys and shooting my shot, saying what's up, being the big stepper, then I'll just have to do that. And I'm going to just start coming up to you guys and shooting out compliments and see where it takes me.
Well, that's the end game. Most girls are going to have to resort to that either way. Period. Women have to turn around and start to pursue men now, because men are actually happier going their own way, doing their own thing. Granted, you still got some beta simps that are online that are going to be there for moral support for the woman, but women are going to stop living this virtual reality world, and they're going to have to resort to coming back into reality. And in reality, they're going to have to pursue the man.
So if I start coming up to y'all in the grocery store and I say, excuse me, sir, you are just so sexy, I want a response. Okay, I don't want none of that shy stuff.
You do, you boo. I guess if you see somebody you like, you might as well shoot your shot. Now, guys, this is how badly things have gotten, guys. It has gotten so badly to the point now women feel the need to approach men. We can now start expecting more women to start approaching men, just out of desperation.
All right. And I want you guys to go check out the channel. It's called ADM Crazy Reviews. And that's the video that I'm reacting to today. But the moral of the story here, guys, is what if the woman does start to pursue men? Are you ready to be in a relationship? Are you ready to take on that responsibility? The answer to most of your questions is going to be no. And the reason for that is because you haven't figured yourself out yet. In order for someone to be with you, in order for you to be with someone, you have to figure yourself out. Next, and I'm gonna say this again. You could only be in a relationship with a woman if you've been taught how to be in a relationship. It's the same thing with a woman. If she hasn't been taught how to be a wife, she's not going to be a good wife. So don't be afraid to live in your place, she live in her place, and you guys are just girlfriend and boyfriend to it.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys why it is crucial, important to have sex on the first date. Hear me out. So I recently was seeing this guy. We were taking things slow. We probably had like 10 to 15 dates before actually having sex, okay? Before we had sex.
10 to 15 dates is a lot. All right? If a woman goes on 10 to 15 dates before she decides to sleep with you, you have been in the friend zone too long. And pretty much when she gets with you, it's going to be out of pure desperation. Understand that, guys. You got to always think about the guy that you know got the women fast, but the girl that you like that gave it up to the guy that wasn't as good as you, or at least wanted to treat her better. 15 dates is excessive.
I asked him, I was like, hey, so what do you like during sex? Do you have any like kinks, you know? Trying to, you know? He was like, no, I don't really have any kinks, nothing crazy, you know? Okay, cool. So we go to have sex. At first it was fine, okay? His was fine, he was fine, and then he starts to dirty talk. Now I know what you're thinking. Dirty talk is sexy, dirty talk is hot. I agree completely.
Now, when it comes to dirty talk, one thing that I can tell you, I built a fake account, and I've told you guys this plenty of times. I built a fake account with a woman online on a dating app, and trust me, when you watch the comments that the guys are sending to these women, it's nothing but dirty talk over and over and over again. And what a lot of you guys do, you withhold that dirty talk. And then when you get caught in the moment, you just want to start spilling it out. That's one thing that I noticed whenever I built a fake woman's account online, and so I could study the messages of what men are actually sending women.
But this man did not do your typical, I mean, he could have said anything other than what he said. Because, okay, let me just reenact this for you. Okay, I'm him, okay? Yeah, you want me to get you pregnant? Yeah, you want me to put a baby in you so everyone knows you're mine? Yeah, you want me to get you pregnant? Now, I don't kink shame, but what the f***? What the f***? First time having sex, I asked you about your kinks, you didn't think that would like, you didn't think you could like, you know, you should tell me that? You don't just spring that on somebody. That is the least sexy thing you could possibly say.
But at the same time, she did make him wait 15 dates. You know, you can just imagine the type of testosterone that build up and the desirements that have built up with a man waiting that long. All right? One thing that a man have to learn to get control over is your desires. The quicker you can get control over your desires, the quicker you can control your actions as a man whenever you are around a woman. Majority of the times, you guys are extremely smart. You are extremely red-pilled. Then when you get put back in the presence of a woman, all of that goes away. The way you feel is the same way that a woman feels towards the guy that she likes. It's just that a woman don't get to feel that way all the time. But in this situation, there are guys that once your desirement goes out of the bag, you do not know how to handle it, and it becomes a big turnoff to women.
Also, then he was like, talk back, say something. What the f*** do you want me to say? Yeah, you want to pay for my abortion? You want to be a single dad? Yeah? What the f***?
Right, she's making sense. One thing that you guys have to understand here is women nowadays don't want to have children as much as a lot of you want to have children. The ideologies have changed. When I was coming up, men wanted to get out, make the money, get it going. You know what I'm saying? And the women just wanted to sit at home and have kids and raise a family. But the guys wanted to chase money, have women. Guys didn't really want to have families. The women mainly wanted to have families. Nowadays, everything has switched. Women want to be free. You even have women that are having children and they're just giving it to the man. Women are not even in they don't have motherly spirits anymore. So they don't want to have children. And a lot of you guys out here, that's what you want really bad. You want something to love because you're not getting enough love. This is what happens when people want to have kids. They want to love something. But a lot of you guys want it more than the woman, and it shows and it comes off as desperation.
Months of getting to know this guy, getting deep with him, getting personal with him, out the door. Have sex on the first date. You heard it here first. Don't say I didn't warn you. You're welcome.
Another thing that I want to say about that is that a lot of you guys, if you're still getting catfish and you're not seeing the real woman that you're actually talking to, in a lot of cases, you deserve to be played. You have Facebook out there. You have so many online cam apps that you can get to know each other. You shouldn't have to go on 15 dates. Now, with her saying 15 dates, I'm starting to think that this is a skit, something that she put together in her car just to put out there in order to get some notoriety. All right. The moral of the story here, guys, if she ain't holding you down, she's slowing you down. And 15 dates is not dating. It's called the friend zone. Now, before I go, I'm going to leave you guys with another video. And this video is going to be a woman exposing a dating app that makes you look good. But what dating app doesn't do that? And this is called
It cannot always.
The dating app that's going to scare men from dating. Let's get to it. When it comes to a woman, if you really want to try your chance at a woman, you want to catch her when she's at regular status, when she's looking just like this, when she's looking like plain Jane. That's the best time that you want to talk to a woman. But what you don't want to do whenever you're catching a woman at plain Jane's and you know she has the opportunity to be cute, you don't want to call her pretty. Never call a woman pretty whenever she's not did up, whenever she doesn't have on makeup. Don't ever do that, because men are always visualizing being nice. You think that that's being nice to her by telling her that she's pretty. You think that it turns around and gives her confidence, but it doesn't. And the reason why it doesn't is because women know you just want me. You just want to have sex with me. You're just trying to be nice to me because I know what happens whenever I put on makeup. That's one thing that women are going to learn fast. But you can shoot your shot at a woman whenever she's feeling plain, and you have a better chance at getting her than you do whenever she actually puts on the makeup. The only time you're going to be able to get her when she puts on the makeup is when she starts to humble herself when no one's around, which is going to be hard when she has on makeup. Hopefully you guys are able to get the message behind the video. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Hasta la vista.